Blessings and greetings. Greetings and blessings, blessed souls. We're alive because we're meriting to stay alive in these most existential of moments, with the intent of being configured to Torah Chaim, instructions of life, Torah Chesed, instructions of kindness, Torah Rachmim, instructions of mercies. We are about 2 hours and 15 minutes away, 18 minutes away, to the onset of the biblically mandated commandment of observing Yom Kippur for we of the Jewish nation. And if anyone's interested, there's a smorgasbord of material in cyberspace to learn about what is the meaning of Yom Kippur, how does it apply to Bnei Yisrael, how does the idea of Kapara atonement also apply to the Bnei Noach, because there is a type of atonement that any Ben Noach or Bas Noach can achieve, but I'll leave that for you to do your homework. Hint, it's connected to the act of tzedakah, charity. So we're going to make a very brief presentation here. Soon we're going to have our festive meal, the last food we'll be eating before the fast. And while we'll not be dealing with the concept of teshuvah, of returning to the Creator, or kapara, of atonement, it will hopefully empower us to want to more engage in the human activities that we engage in every day in a more enthusiastic manner, with more joy, and by exemplifying that joy and with alacrity, carrying out our activities with alacrity in a way that we don't burn ourselves out, but in a way that we're pacing ourselves properly, but when we have the opportunity to strike the iron when it's hot spiritually. And we're going to be culling inspirations from a Hasidic discourse that was delivered by the Lubavitcher Rebbe in Tafshin Lamed Vav, which corresponds to 1976. Here we go. Blessed souls, it was previously discussed we have choices to make, whether to get involved with some form of matter or not to become involved in some form of matter. When we choose to engage with physical matter, the matter we engage with becomes purified. When we choose not to engage with some type of physical matter, the matter we pushed away from personal usage also becomes purified. Now, we are now going to turn to a realm of purification, which involves our engaging not with matter outside of ourselves, but engaging within our own selves. This is the service of overcoming the tests which are presented before our living awareness and all of our experiences day by day, which is allowed to transpire because of divine decree. The purpose of this realm of purification is directly connected to our ability to arouse our essential soul power, koach atzmi, of our neshama, which deploys to our existential awareness the strength to overcome the test which now confronts us. As well, not to become overly stimulated, or parenthetically speaking, overly excited, dismayed, bitter, or depressed. Once this essential soul power is unleashed, it bridles our all too frequent inclination to complain at the time that we're being tested. Instead, the manifestation of this essential soul power gives us the strength to rise up to this particular occasion and participate, with obviously some much needed divine assistance, in nullifying everything associated with the test, as the test itself is eventually nullified by engaging in that test. The outcome, a positive and happy one, was that the cognitive fruit of this experiencing this type of test, whatever test as it manifested before us, is that we come to realize, or at least as the Rebbe wanted us to know, the test itself did not really truly possess any substantial reality. Its purpose was that we, blessed souls, reveal our soul essence, which is the inner human desire, which is higher than all human potentiality, which I'll say it in Hebrew, haratzon panim mishalo, or shalah, lamayla mislapshus bekelim. For example, let us consider one master of tests. His name was Abraham. Now, different commentators have instructed us the experience endured and was able to overcome and pass 10 axiomatic tests. But there are two different opinions of what those 10 tests were. One view of his 10 tests were presented by Rashi. Another presentation of what his 10 tests were was delineated by Rambam. And if you want to learn more about what those 10 tests were, you can go to the stone edition of the Tanakh, which lays them out side by side. And you can do a comparative analysis of the 10 tests that Avraham endured and passed, according to Rashi, and the 10 tests that Avraham experienced and endured as well. Now, probably the most widely known test associated with Abraham, Avram Avinu, was that he was commanded to bind up his son Yitzhak, Isaac, with the intent of offering up as a human sacrifice, as he understood that was the command of the Creator. Now, to carry out Creator's instruction, of course, I want to add parenthetically, he didn't. And you have to go to that section in Genesis, which I'm sorry I don't remember the chapter, but it's written clearly in Scripture. It was written clearly in Scripture that he was told to offer up his son, but not to sacrifice him. And Rashi elucidates on that. So to carry out Creator's instruction was not an issue for Abraham or Avram. To carry out what he was instructed to do and to carry out all the steps that he had to take in order to pass that test, the essential test was, would he do it with alacrity, with zerizus? But by the fact that Avram was able to pass that test, that awesome essential test, maybe we never be tested in such a way, with alacrity or zerizus, was the essential means of opening up the spiritual pipeline for human beings in general, in particular the Bnei Yisrael, to be able to serve with total dedication to the Creator. Now, the first Chabad Rebbe, Reb Shneur Zalman of Liadi, from his seminal work Tanya, in Igeres HaKodesh, the Holy Epistles, the end of letter 21, taught us that it was Abraham's alacrity, his zerizus, which is provided for we of the nation of Israel, and accessible, yet, yes, we have to admit at times some very extremely difficult opportunities to serve our eternal Creator when being tested, just as much so as when we are presented with the opportunity to fulfill a positive commandment or to abstain from transgressing a negative commandment. Avraham not only passed this awesome test with alacrity, with zerizus, the sequence of events which transpired until he bound up Yitzhak, Isaac, did not deter him at all. And to learn more about this, blessed souls, I humbly invite you to check out the Midrash Tanchuma in Parshas Vayera, chapter 21, which addressed Avraham's unwavering dedication. And so may we not be deterred by any aspects of our lives which seem to be difficult, whether it be concerning fulfilling a positive commandment, whether it be abstaining from transgressing a negative commandment, whether it be by the very elevated service of being tested, if we're the children of Noah, the Bnei Noach, not to be deterred by not to be deterred by our desire or your desire to abstain from transgressing any of the 7 negative commandments, or to want to learn more about what positive commandments you certainly can access as part of your divine service to the Creator, like prayer, as we mentioned before at the beginning of this presentation, charity, tzedakah. May all of this transpire. May all of this transpire in a way of a havachad, one love, gorel echad, one destiny, kulanu falls, v'darchen darki shalom, and a peaceful, pleasant way. And before we sign off, I want to wish everyone a gemar chasima tova. May we be sealed in for the sweetest year ever, Tafshin Pei, Tehesh Nas Pela, a year of wonders. And we have a havachad, one love, gorel echad, one destiny, kulanu falls, v'darchen darki shalom, a pleasant, peaceful way. And I'll remind everyone as well, before I advocate that you should be good, I've got to be good, and therefore, hopefully you'll want to be good. We all have got to be good, because the Creator waits for us ever so patiently to activate that goodness by accessing our essential soul power, our etzem and neshama. Take care, everyone.